the audio holds up, and let's see if Rosemary can stay outside. So far Rosemary's out here still. As far as I know, audio is okay. See how that poll does. You never can tell. Although it's not really a poll, it's more so just like a statement, I guess. If you have any cat questions, type them in the chats. But I hope everybody's doing well. Those who will watch this after the fact also. I hope you all are doing well too on this Wednesday. Wednesday evening out here in North Carolina. Hello there, Cheeky and Chagoo. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in here. How are all of your critters, all of your kitties? Right now, we're just looking at Rosemary. She's out in our, excuse me, out on our screened-in porch here. Just kind of hanging out, relaxing. Just a chilled atmosphere here. Just kind of hanging out with our birds. We always got plenty of birds, cardinals, sparrows, killdeer birds. As you can see, Rosemary had a really tough day so far today. She is peacefully sleeping. Those of you are new to this channel and you're hearing my voice, I just wanted to say hello. Name is Adam, aka Catattainment. I do have 9 cats. I will be showing all 9 cats as this live stream continues. This live stream will be going on for an hour. Hopefully my audio will stay up the whole time. Recently my audio has been a little funky. Apparently it just stops working after about 10 minutes. Done that twice in the last maybe 5 live streams I've done. Hello there, Bruce. Good evening to you too. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday. And of course, if you would like any cat advice, let me know. If you have any questions on maybe any particular behavior that your cat or cats is doing, then please type it in the chat. If not, you can just kind of hang out here as much as you want. Come and go as you please. I normally talk a little bit throughout these lives. I'm still trying to quite figure out exactly how much talking I should do to how much just showing of the cats, which is what the people want and I should do. I'm still figuring out that balance. Sound great. We'll eat breakfast, but we'll stay. Where are you? Where do what country are you lived? Do you live in there, Chicky and Chugu? If you're eating breakfast, are you over in like Indonesia, perhaps? The Philippines. Okay, cool. Well, I hope everything's going well out there on Thursday morning. Then definitely I have I think besides like the US, which is obviously the bulk of viewers and folks like that, I think the Philippines are maybe my second or third highest country of like viewership, which is pretty cool. Never been to the Philippines, but it seems like a very beautiful area. Beaches, very foresty from what I've seen, very dense. So, may get out there sometime when we ever get back into traveling. Used to be a pretty big traveler at one point in time. Would travel, me and my wife, we've probably been to about, oh, 35 of the 50 states or so. Been to a few countries. Would love to get back into traveling, but we just got some kitties right now that we really can't leave for more than 24 hours at a time. So really, wow, we have lots of cat lovers here. Definitely beaches are nice here. Awesome. Yes, and if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Bruce, for letting the folks know that. You don't have to if you don't want to, obviously, but it does help kind of get this live recommended to more people, and the more people eventually might have somebody who needs some cat advice or maybe is struggling with their cats, and myself and those in the chat, since a lot of these folks are cat parents also, we can maybe help somebody else that has a cat issue and help the cat out themselves also. Oh, that's, yeah, I forget it myself. When I'm like on another person's live, I always tend to forget hitting the like button too. But it's definitely a little warmer here today. I don't know where everybody is, like Bruce, where you're at, and Chiki, where you're at in the Philippines, how the weather is. But today we're definitely a little warmer. We're like in the 80s. It's pretty calm. We don't really have any wind going on this evening. And I think we're supposed to warm up even more as the week goes on. I think Friday we're supposed to hit in the 90s. So we definitely got those high temps coming in that summer, those summer temps. Bruce, your Maine Coon chased a wasp winner. I'm not sure what that means, Bruce, but maybe the autocorrect or something on the phone. I know sometimes typing on a cell phone can be a bit of a pain. It's such small little letters. But I kind of recently, those who have been watching these live streams on the nightly, Rosemary has been. Oh, your Maine Coon chased. Your cats have been chasing a wasp, and the winner was a man. Okay, I got you, Bruce. I got you. That makes sense now. Rosemary, recently, when I've been doing these live streams, I always like to try to start them out here with her. For the first maybe, I don't know, 20-25 minutes, just to kind of get some atmospheric part of this live. But recently, when I have the cell phone on and this live going, she goes back into the house. And then I got to go back in the house myself to kind of find where the other kitties are. And then once I go back in, she comes back out. So she's been anti being on the camera recently. But I think today she's pretty passed out, as you can see. 88 degrees there in Indiana. Yeah, it's getting warm. Those who also have been watching these live streams recently, I was talking yesterday and the day before about Rosemary's vet trip because she's been having some diarrhea, some yellow poop. It's gotten better. It's not perfect yet. It's not like solid, but it's definitely firming up. So hopefully, with the medicine that we've been attempting to try to get into her, and a little bit of a switch of feeding her a little bit less of a certain food, which we think is causing some stool issues, she's getting better. Now, I say attempting to medicate her because we tried to medicate her 4 times, and we've been successful about 1.5 out of those 4 times. I don't know if anybody is familiar, but there's a Metro, or there's a medication called Metro. That's just what that's its abbreviated form, and it's supposed to help cats. I think dogs also just kind of help solid their stools up, kind of get them solid again. The first time I did it, she threw it back up because it's very kind of slimy and just awful tasting. So she threw it up. The second time I did it, I mixed it into her food. And guess what? She didn't touch her food because I think she took maybe like a lick of it and then had that bitter taste and then stopped eating any of it. The third time, we were successful, thankfully. And then the last time we gave it to her, she threw it up again within like 5 minutes. So hopefully she got enough in her with the medicine to do its job, so we don't really have to worry about that anymore, because she is not good. She doesn't handle that liquid medication very well. But if you're new to this live stream, just wanted to say hello. Name is Adam. You're looking at Rosemary at the moment. And if you want to see the other kitties that we have 9 altogether. Just stay tuned. Our cats are not like crazy cats, so you won't see like a lot of jumping and dancing and, crazy stuff like that. We do have an older group for the most part. This kitty right here, Rosemary, is about 16, 17 or so. Fun fact on her, she's a deaf kitty, so she can't hear. And she has a thyroid problem, so she's on medication for her thyroid. And that's pretty much it. Bruce, does it come in pill form? It does, but the problem though, she's a small cat. So our vet was saying that we could have done a pill form, but because she would have such a small dose, that it basically would just be very difficult to pill in pill form. So that's why they went the liquid route. Oh, the other thing too, when we took her in 2 days ago, she had a blood work, full panel again, because she's 16, 17 or so. So we gave her full blood work just to see like where the kidneys are, where the liver is, where her T4 is, which checks her thyroid disease. And it came back pretty clean. The vet was kind of surprised, it seemed like, that her blood work is pretty near perfect, considering her age and condition. Her T4 level, which again checks the thyroid, it was creeping up a little bit since the last time she had her thyroid tested, which was about 3 months ago now. It was at 5, and the range for like a healthy thyroid is anywhere between 1 and about 4.7 or so. So she's up there a little bit. So eventually we might have to change the dosage, alter the dosage on her meds, her thyroid medication. But overall, she's doing well. Hello there, Spexapil. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going well for you and yours. Welcome to this live. You are looking at Rosemary at the moment. I think, Spexapil, we have 9 kitties here. I'm not positive about that, but I think you do. So this is just Rosemary. We're outside in our screened-in porch. She's, as you can tell, kind of melted onto the ground at the moment. And if anybody else who might want or need any cat advice, cat opinions, a cat question, please just type it in the chat. I'm here to help. I'd love to help out cat parents and cats in particular. That's what this channel is for. We'll probably be out here with Rosemary for another, been on for 15 minutes, so about another maybe 5, 10 minutes, 5, 7 minutes or so. and then we'll go upstairs and we'll kind of check out, see what everybody else is doing. Do have some good news on Pandora for those who know about what's going on with Pandora recently, the last like maybe week or so. Those who've been catching these lives and just kind of been keeping up with Pandora news. Do have some encouraging news for her a little later. Specs appeal. What would you recommend for flea prevention? That's a good question, Specs. I mean, Frontline, Brevecto. No, not Brevecto. What am I thinking? Frontline. I think really, to be honest, they're all about the same. In all honesty, I mean, they all have a certain amount of poison. So this is kind of the bad news with flea medication. Hello there, Sydney Cat. I hope you're doing well. But anyways, they all kind of have their pros and cons, right? Specs. So the con is pretty much all flea medication, no matter what the brand is, it has poison in it, and it has to have poison in it because that's how the fleas get killed, right? So we've used flea medication only a couple times when we've had to, when we had a bit of a flea outbreak many years ago. But since then, in all honesty, we don't ever use flea medication. But our cats though are, besides the screened in porch here, they're indoor only. Specs, are your kitties and or doggies, are they kind of inside outside? Specs, we don't do frontline because our husky has seizures. Ah, yes. Is there a homeopathic remedy that you know of? Specs, I can get back to you on that. I can't think off the top of my head. If anybody who is also in chat and might have a suggestion for Specs, just let us know in the chat. I don't know of anything, besides, well, actually, no, that's not true. Specs, there is something called, I can't think of the full name of it, but it's like, it starts with a D, and it's a long name. It's called like D Earth. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, if you can type that in, it's like DIM. I can't spell it. DIMETI. Demetrius Earth, Dimetropus Earth, something like that. Hello there, Tranquil. Tranquil might know. Tranquil, do you know there's like a flea medication? That's not. It's not a flea medication, but it's something that can help with fleas, and I know it starts with D. It's like Demetrius Earth. Do you know what I'm talking about, Tranquil? If you do, just let me know. Or if anybody else knows what I'm talking about, let me know. Anyway, Specs, my point being with that is it's something that you can kind of sprinkle around the cat's or dog, kind of the base of their neck, and then also the base of their tail, because that's normally where most fleas are going to congregate, and where they're going to lay their eggs are going to be the kind of the base of the neck area and the base of the tail. The only thing is just be very careful with it. I mean, obviously do your research for sure, but just be very careful with it because it's a powdery substance. So as you're putting it on there, it can kind of get into the lungs and cause some irritation. So just be careful as far as that goes. You got your first cat, Bobo? Hello there, Icon James. Hope you're doing well. Is Bobo an older kitty, Specs? A younger kitty? And what kind of kitty? Yeah, Icon, doing well. We're just kind of hanging out here with Rosemary. Recently, with these lives, when I go out here and try to start the live with Rosemary, she has nothing. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So, we're taking advantage of Rosemary being passed out at the moment. Specs Bobo is 9. Okay. Well, if you have any other questions, Specs, let us know, and we definitely can help. I think between obviously the awesome cat folks that are on here and myself, we can definitely probably point you towards the right direction on any kind of questions or concerns that you might have with Bobo. How did Miracle appointment go, Tranquil? It was just a checkup, right? No, it was vaccines, I think. Hopefully, how does he do at the vet? Does he get all crazy or is he loving? How does he go into a cage? Specs, we recently moved and the dog next door has fleas. We're trying to be proactive. Ah, gotcha. Understood. And one easy thing too, Specs, as far as with no, it's not. Yeah, I don't want to say the word easy, but one very, for the most part, safe option as far as a cat goes. I can't say so for a dog because just what I'm about to say is Dish Dawn soap. Uh, sorry, Dawn just dish soap. I should say. Sometimes my words get backwards. I think I have like oral dyslexia sometimes. But anyways, Dawn dish soap is something that you could also use on a kitty cat. It kills fleas. It kills their eggs usually. So it's just something else that you could think about. But that just requires bathing a cat, and I think, as most of us know, bathing a cat can be interesting, to say the least. Those who have done it. When our cat got fixed, the vet had us pick him up early. He upset the other animals. He was a bottle baby. Ah, gotcha. Tranquil. So Miracle did excellent. He doesn't mind the car ride. Well behaved with the caregivers, and he was so good. Awesome to hear, Tranquil. Yeah, some cats can be a little feisty. Okay, so Specs, you used the dish soap on the doggy Lola when we got her. Okay, so you're familiar with that then. I mean, obviously, a dog is a lot easier to bathe usually than a cat, depending on the dog, of course, but. Something spooked you there, Rosemary. Oh, she got that look on her face. She looks a little grumpy. It's a hard life being Rosemary. You're more afraid of the crazy cat. Yeah, cat baths and stuff like that can definitely be, like I said, they can be interesting. Yeah, earlier when we were out in the screened-in porch area, hello there, Oliver. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. We're just checking out Rosemary at the moment. I do remember you. I think you're on a few nights ago, maybe. I think I'm not positive though. I don't know if you got to see all of the kitties or not. So just let me know in chat if you did not, and we can definitely get that done tonight, depending on how long you're on here. I think you had like a time limit or something on YouTube, so I'm only going to be out here for another minute, and then I'll get to a bunch of kitties. There's most of the kitties are in like one room, so I'm not sure, but we'll just kind of hang out. You did not? Okay. I'm old, but my memory is still somewhat okay. Our cat runs the household. Yes, that is definitely true, Specs. When you get kitties, they basically they're in charge. You're just the slaves or the butlers, as I think John calls them. All right, so we're gonna come out of here. Rosemary's gave me a good solid 25 minutes, and we're gonna go hang out with the other cats for a little bit. We'll get a little closer to her as we go back in, though. Up close and personal with Rosemary. All right. Let's head upstairs. Guess somebody did something with a long message there. Let's head upstairs. Let's first check out Pandora, because like I said, I did have some news on Pandora. Okay. So in this room, we have the baby. We have the calico, or the baby, the calico. We got Pandora there, who I'm going to get to in a second. Zelda. As you can see, we don't make our beds around here. Maybe one day we will again, but not tonight. And over here, I'll get back to those three in a second. We have Tiny. Who's a good little girl. She's a chunky little girl. I don't know, Specs, I appreciate that, but I think our names are pretty basic. I mean, Tiny, the baby, Pandora, Zelda. You know, Tranquil, she's got the cool cat names for her kitties. Alright, you're gonna give yourself a bath. We'll kind of go around the bed here. We'll start with Zelda. Some people are always surprised when I say Zelda is almost 20, but she is almost 20. No way Shadow and Fluffy are now basic. Yes, that's what I was saying, Tranquil. You want those unusual names. Tranquil's got everybody beat as far as that goes. But as I was saying, Zelda will be 20 next year. So she's our oldest of her 9. And she's doing, you know, fairly well for her age. She does have diabetes, and she's had diabetes for about 8 years or so. So if you have a cat that does have diabetes, or if you ever have a kitty who is diagnosed with diabetes, it is definitely not a death sentence. It definitely takes work, though, as a pet parent, as a kitty parent, to get them regulated with their blood glucose. But it's not impossible, as you can see. It just takes some time, dedication, and just belief. Specs, what is the average lifespan for cats? The average lifespan for indoor cats is around 16 to 17 or so, in that area. And I think if it's an indoor-outdoor, then you can knock a few years off of that, like 12, 13. And then if we're outdoor only, then you're less than 10. And Tranquil is giving some of those unusual kitty names that she has with her group. So Zelda's definitely beating the odds as far as just normal lifespan for indoor cats being almost 20. And she has definitely beaten the odds as far as having diabetes. The average lifespan for once a kitty gets diabetes is only 3 years. So she was diagnosed with diabetes when she was about 11. Normal lifespan with diabetes, she would have passed away at 14, but here we are at 19 and still doing, still holding strong. All right, let me move on. Let me go over to the baby next. kind of going to be she's got a bit of a grumpy look. Baby's always got a little bit of a grumpy look, though. Specs, well, you're a great cat dad then. Thank you, Specs. We definitely try, and part of the mission of this channel and my other channel is to advocate as much as possible, to advocate for the cats and to advocate to turn cat quote-unquote owners into cat parents or cat cahoos if they are not one already. As I think most of y'all know, and those may be listening for the first time, I despise the word owner. I think it's a horrible term. You know, cats and dogs, they're not property. They're not like a piece of furniture that you own. They're a living, breathing, animal, and they have their own feelings and their own thoughts and stuff like that. So we don't own these precious creatures. We just happen to have the gift of them sharing their lives with us. Specs, are you going to watch the Garfield movie? Is it the animated one? But anyways, the baby's about 13 or so. Probably in about, well, I can't really give a time frame on something like this. But more so when some of our older ones do pass on and when our numbers do dwindle a bit, we will get back into something that we haven't done for a long time, many years, and we love to do, which is just fostering. Love to get back into fostering again. The one with Chris Pratt. Yeah, I don't really like Chris Pratt as Garfield, Specs, to be honest. I watched the Mario movie that came out a few years ago because I'm just being a big Mario and like Nintendo fan as I was growing up. I didn't really particularly care for Chris Pratt as Mario. I just don't think his voice worked for Mario, and I don't necessarily think it works for Garfield either. I kind of like the Garfield, the cartoon Garfield, I think it was Lawrence Neal, I think his name was, who did the voice of Garfield. To me, that's the Garfield. Anybody else, it just doesn't sound right. I know there was the Bill Murray animated, like live action animated Garfield. I saw bits and parts of that, and he is like, it was okay. All right, but anyways, that's the baby. Let's get over to Pandora. Now, Pandora here is a special kitty because those who have been on my lives for a while, but those who are new won't know this, she is a radioactive kitty still right now. She's radioactive because we decided to give her a treatment, a shot, which will help eliminate her thyroid disease that she has. So she was given a shot a little over a week ago of iodine radiation, or radioactive iodine, I should say. And that iodine went up, and it went up to where her thyroid is up here, and it destroyed those cells that were attached to her thyroid, causing a tumor. Hopefully. Now, there is a possibility that she might have to get a second shot. Time will tell as far as that goes. It's hard to say right now, but at the moment, hopefully, the one shot is all that's needed, and we will get better. So the positive news, though, that I wanted to tell y'all about Pandora today was several times today, she ate on her own. Didn't you? You said, yes, I ate on my own. I was a good girl today. And I ate some of my own wet food. I had to get syringed a little bit too, but I ate some of my own food with nobody helping me. She definitely seemed a little bit more energetic today. She seemed a little bit more like her normal Pandora her nickname is the White Cat of Doom sometimes, because she, I don't remember where she got that name from, but she likes to knock things down. You know, one of those type of kitties. She'll knock something down and she'll just look at you like she doesn't know what she did. But she's hopefully on the road to recovery. So anyway, so like I said, she's radioactive still. So anytime we pet her, especially like by her mouth area, we got to wash our hands. And the other kind of interesting fact, you know, little thing about this is we have to hold, after we scoop her poop, we have to hold it for a 2-week period. No, we have to, during the next 2 weeks, during about the next week now, all the poop that we scoop from her in any of the litter boxes, we have to hold for 90 days. So it is good times. But it's what you got to do. But she's got a little bit more to me. You can kind of see in her eyes a little bit. I mean, her eyes are open, which are good. Whites. Hi, Pandora. You're a good little girl. But hopefully day by day, you know, we'll keep on seeing little signs of improvement. We haven't weighed her in a couple of days, but, you know, the thing is, when you are around cats long enough, and when you pick them up, you can just kind of feel if they've gained or weight. I'm sure others have experienced themselves that kind of that feeling too. Right? When, you know, you kind of know just by feel. We have a scale regardless for weight checks, but you can just kind of feel when a kitty weighs less or weighs more. And over the last day or two, when we've picked her up, she just felt a little bit heavier. So she's probably maybe around 7'3", 7'4" now. It's hard to say, of course, but that'd be my guess on where she's at. But she's got Zelda getting a little personal over there. It's like, what are you doing, Zeus? Specs, officially the best pet channel online. Well, I mean, I appreciate those kind words, Specs. I'm humbled by that, so thank you. Just kind of trying to do the best I can here, and just trying to promote and to advocate and to speak up for those who can't necessarily talk. Tranquil, Miracle has gained weight. Is that expected, Tranquil? Because Miracle's a little guy, isn't he? He's like 10 pounds or so. And how old is Miracle again, Tranquil? If you let me know in the chat, if you don't mind, how old Miracle is. I want to say I think Miracle's like 3 or 4. Maybe he's older than that. Or no, maybe he's younger than that. Just how old is Miracle? All right, we're going to give a few more moments to Pandora. And then Kit, unfortunately, Kit is under the bed, so I'm not going to go under the bed and try to find Kit. Bruce, your Maine Coon weighs only 12 pounds. That's kind of surprising, Bruce. I figure the kitty would weigh a little bit more than 12 pounds. Miracle is 3. Okay. How much does he weigh, Tranquil? And then Specs, my husky has special needs, but this is a whole nother level. What are the needs? Specs, like what's going on with your husky? What special needs? Is it like a special food or certain medication that we're on, or what do you mean? All right, so we're gonna go check out Max next. So everybody, if you want to say goodbye to Pandora. How old is the kitty, Bruce? How old is the Maine Coon? Because I was gonna say, I mean, like, Maine Coons can get up to easily a good 15, 20, 25 pounds easily. I know John's Maine Coon King Louie. I think he said he's like 23 pounds or so. All right, Pandora. All right, let's now go check out, I think, Maximus. Specs, he has brain damage due to a severe seizure disorder. So is he on a seizure medicine, Specs, then, to control the seizures? And then Tranquil, he was 10.5 pounds. Now he's 11. He's small but very dense. He's got thick thighs then, huh, Tranquil? Bruce, he's 4 years, okay. And then I'm not gonna, I don't want to screw up your name, so I'm gonna say Elenia. Elenia. We have 9 cats altogether. Let me know if I screwed your name up. I will try to pronounce it better. But I think Elenia. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. But this is Max. He's got those big old whiskers. He takes a high dose of the CBD, 3 times a day. Does that help kind of control the seizures? You did kind of screw it up, but that's okay. Okay, Ellie. Ellie works a lot better for me. I'm one of those people that I have trouble pronouncing names. So I appreciate the short. So yeah, like I said, I have 9 kitties. Do you have any kitties yourself? How many do you have? Vet says that he's in good health. Awesome to hear, Bruce. Maximus here, Whiskers Maximus, aka Max. He's about 9 years old. Ellie, you have 1 because I used to have 12. Wow. But then your mom put them up for adoption. So you were you fostering them, Ellie, like your family, or was it a very big litter that you had? Because we've done a lot of fostering ourselves, Ellie, and a lot of foster failing where we wind up adopting those we were fostering. Specs, yes, so much from 1 seizure per month to about 4 or 5 a year. So that's a lot better than Specs. That's good to hear. Ellie, you were fostering them. Awesome. Yeah, we've probably fostered, my wife and I, we've probably fostered about maybe 30 kittens, 30 to 40 kittens, maybe. Out of those 30 or 40, we wound up foster failing 3, I think. And then we also fostered an older kitty, an adult cat, who we wound up adopting also. But yeah, this is just our good old boy Max. He's a good boy. All right, let me go show a couple others. I'm gonna go show Tang and Tiny, or not Tang and Tiny, Tang and Yoda, who are the adventurous ones. Sometimes. Hi, Orange. So this is Tang. You ever notice that orange tabbies don't tend to meow very often? Or at least orange tabbies that we've had? Orangey. Tang. Hey, Tang. What's up, Tang? Best homie 55. I have 4 cats and a German Shepherd that they don't like each other. Who doesn't like who? The cats and the dog? But yeah, this is Tang. You done? You out of here, Specs? Well, I appreciate that, Specs. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your night, and maybe we'll see you on another live. I do these every day. Best homie 55. How long has that been going on? Were the cats there first? Was the dog there first? They always do say cats and dogs don't get along with each other, and depending on the circumstances, depending sometimes on the breeds, that does happen. You know, Yoda, you're trying to escape, but unfortunately, we got to be in this room right now because Rosemary is out. You gonna do a little tunnel action, honey? The doggy was there first. Okay. Well, what happens exactly? Do they growl and bark at each other? Were they introduced to each other like correctly, or were they just kind of thrown all at when the kitties came, they all just kind of thrown into each other? Ellie, your friend has a dog and a cat, and they get along, but sometimes they have to be separated, the cat and the dog, because sometimes, yeah, a lot of times the cat kind of tells the dog what to do. You know, I'm definitely more of a cat person. Obviously, I have 9. You know, dogs are okay, I will say. They're just not my thing. They growl and they bark at each other. Nothing else? Nothing beyond that? No, like, physicality, not getting into any fights or anything. It's probably territorial. Cats are definitely very territorial when it comes to kind of their spaces, when it comes to their kind of, what they consider to be theirs, which, cats consider everything to be theirs, basically. Um, they liked each other, but then I don't know what happened. Hmm. Well, maybe some. What kind of dog? What kind of dog is it again? Let me try to look up in chat again. I think it was a German Shepherd. Okay. The cat scratches the dog. Yeah, I mean the cat's kind of. I hate to say this, but the cat's kind of telling the dog who's the boss. I mean that's pretty common when it comes to multi animal households with like cats and dogs. What are you, Tang? Hi, buddy. Tranquil, you had a dog for 16 years with cats. I had the cat first and the dog blended in. That's all he ever knew. Bruce is saying everywhere a cat walks is there. Pretty much. You know, because cats, unlike dogs, they release their pheromones everywhere. That's why you notice, right, that cats are always rubbing on everything with their cheeks and their chins, and sometimes their backsides a little bit. They rub everywhere, and that's just they're putting their pheromones, they're putting their scent on everything and claiming it as their own. Now, I will say sometimes with having 9 cats, it's a little bit of a challenge because, obviously we only have so much space, and there's definitely areas that are a bit contentious sometimes. So they definitely have their pecking order also. Like this one you're looking at right now, this is Yoda. And Yoda definitely thinks he's kind of the king, if you will. He is the king, but he's just the king of goofballs because he's a silly kitty. But he thinks he kind of rules everyone, but he doesn't. He's a good boy though, but he's sometimes his head is a little bit too big for his own good. He gets himself into some trouble. And honestly, sometimes we're surprised that Yoda is still with us because he often chews plastic and he chews other stuff that he probably shouldn't chew, but he's just a big goofball. Going into his cube now. The orange cat over there, Tang. Tang is about 3. Tang is kind of your typical orange tabby, very loving, uh, very, I don't want to say needy, he's just a very loving kitty cat. Out of our 9, we have 3 boys, and we have 6 females. And those who really know about cats, male and female cats, the females definitely tend to dominate. I tend to notice that male cats are a lot more passive, usually. Not always, but usually. And female cats are usually a lot more domineering. Yoda. Bruce, you got a tabby that looks just like Tang. That was a big, big yawn, Yoda. Looked like you could have swallowed some flies there. Icon so cute. It's your 7 o'clock exercise time with your corgi. Yeah, maybe next time. It's been a while. It's been about a week since I had some catnip out. So maybe when I do my live tomorrow, I'll have some catnip out again. Which those who saw the last time I had catnip out with Yoda especially, he did some damage to my hand and to my arm a little bit. So I'll have to be careful. I don't feel like losing too much skin to him, but sometimes it just, it happens. Yeah, so maybe I'll throw some catnip into the mix tomorrow. See how Yoda reacts with it. I mean, he can either be nutty like this with the catnip, or he can be mellow and chill. I know, let's get your paw unstuck. So it just really depends kind of on what's going on. Yeah, Tang's over there just like, he's just chilling. He's like, I don't want any part of that nutcase Yoda. Oh yeah, that kind of reminds me also. Just some prayers out to those who are if you live in Iowa, or if you know anybody that lives in Iowa, because last night or yesterday Iowa had, I think it was Iowa, had a ton of tornadoes. I think I was listening to like a news program. They had like 35 tornadoes touchdown or something like that. 40 tornadoes touchdown. I think it was yesterday. So anybody who knows anybody in Iowa, or maybe they live in Iowa themselves, just prayers to those who lost their lives, and to the families that lost their property or lost a loved one. Also, it was a very destructive set of tornadoes, from my understanding. A lot of businesses were lost, a lot of people's homes were lost, cars, property, and unfortunately, I think there were a few fatalities also, sadly. It's been a crazy weather season this year so far. It's just started with tornado season, so hopefully it'll calm down across the country. But I just wanted to say that. It just reminded me when you said that, Bruce, about an F5 nip with the catnip. What's up, Yoda? You gonna do anything? No? Okay. Best homie 55, have to leave. I hope you have a good, I got school tomorrow. Well, have a wonderful night. Thank you for popping in, and I hope you have a good day at school tomorrow. And hopefully your doggy and the kitties have a kumbaya moment and they come together. Maybe they need some, I don't know, some catnip to chew on. Everybody get mellow. And they can just sing and dance together. What is it, Yoda? I know. He's a good boy. Hi. I read somewhere that some folk think that cats have like the mind of a 2-year-old, but to me, I mean they're pretty darn smart 2-year-olds then, because they can feed themselves. I mean we got to give them food of course, but they can, they can get food, they can clean themselves, they can interact with us, they can solve puzzles. They have a sense to them, so if cats are equivalent to 2-year-old humans, then these are the smartest 2-year-olds that I know of. I don't know if anybody else heard that before or not, but I heard that today, and it's like, yeah, you must not know cats very well. But, let me see, what do we have? Yes, they can open doors, exactly, Bruce. They can turn on faucets. Tranquil, I think that's insulting to cats, so wrong. I just kind of laugh at it, I know educate. Oh, yes, Yoda, you got me pretty good there. Ah, that hurts. I know, what am I trying to say? That, part of this channel's mission is obviously to educate folks, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions to folks. Hello there, Sean. Hope you're doing well. A lot of misconceptions that folks have about cats. Yeah, just a little bit of a little blood there. Not like anything that it was a couple days ago, a week ago, but he tagged me a little bit. But anyways, Sean, Adam, I thought you were getting another channel. I have another channel, Sean. I made a post about it off of this channel a while ago. I'm not gonna like say the channel's name on here. But when I make another video on that channel, I will send a link to it to my other channel. So if you're interested, you can obviously, check it out. But I don't really like to air or broadcast that channel too much. But yes, I do have another channel. But on that note, I'm going to start to wrap up this live stream. It's about an hour, and that's what I like to go on these lives, is this hour. So let me. Oh, wait a second. So Bruce has got a question here. So let me try to get to this question, Bruce, before I finish up. So what kind of food to give my Maine Coon to gain weight? Well, Bruce, what kind of food are you giving the kitty right now? I guess would be my question for you. Yeah, Tang has just been hanging out. Yoda's been going like crazy, and Tang has just been pretty chilled and relaxed over there. Thanks for popping in. Have yourself a good night also. Maybe we'll see you on another live. Take care. So as I'm just waiting for Bruce to tell me what kind of food his kitty is eating now, dry food typically, let me see, so kibble and bits plus canned food. Bruce, I would of course, I mean I don't know your financial situation obviously, so I will preface it by saying this. If possible, I would definitely try to go something that's a little bit higher up, uh, um, kibble wise, like as far as the dry food goes. And what I'm talking about is like a fancy feast dry food or a Purina One, Blue Buffalo. Those are kind of I mean, I'd be delicate with my words here. Those are kind of the higher quality, quote unquote, foods that have just more beneficial calories usually to them. So that would be my recommendation, Bruce, is Fancy Feast, Purina One, Blue Buffalo, stuff like that. Because the problem with kibble and bits is a lot of the food in it, it's just filler. So we're not necessarily getting everything that we need to thrive and to be, a healthy kitty long term. I know. So hopefully that makes sense, Bruce. And then it would be the same with like wet food. Also, you want to try it again if possible, if you can. I know right now, like economically, things are tough for a lot of people, including us, when it comes to this kind of stuff. But again, you want to try with like a Fancy Feast, a Blue Buffalo, Purina One, stuff like that. So that's what I would recommend as far as weight gain goes. But weight gain is usually slow. I mean, it takes a little while for cats to get some gain some weight. But on that note, I'm going to head out. I just want to thank everybody for being here and kind of hanging with me and the kitties here for the last hour or so. And Bruce, hopefully that answered your question. But I'm gonna say goodnight to Bruce. I think Sean already left. Icon, if you're still hanging with me. Tranquil. Um, Sydney Cat's other channel, if you're still hanging with me. Icon, I think I already said your name. I think Specs already left. And then whoever else that might be on this channel, or on this live stream, I mean. I'm going to start to head out. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Hug a kitty. Adopt an older cat if you can. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you next time. So have a good night. Adios.